Okay. All right, folks. I have about 2 hours here to capture the sun. And as you can see, we do have a nice live view of some sunspots. So let's see. I'm going to log in. Let's see if anybody wants to hang out with me on the chat. Let's see. No. Yeah. All right. So hi folks, I see that we have 7 viewers at the moment. Can you please confirm if you can hear me or not? George Hannes, or maybe I pronounce your name incorrectly. Can you hear me? And yeah, we don't have a perfect day today. There are a lot of clouds, a lot of haze in the air. But yeah, I'm going to do the best as I can. And yeah, I was really fighting my camera also to get it connected. But anyway, you can see it here. You can see now the clouds moving before the sun. Maybe I should check it out outside. Let's see what the view is. Maybe a little bit of extra exposure. Trying to set it up here. Zeitgeist says yes. I hope that is with respect to the sound. And yes, my setup today is the ZWO678. It's a new, here we go. Here we go. The clouds are moving away again. And I'm always questioning whether or not I can get a better view than this. But anyway, this is a nice solar spot. I also looked it up at, where is it? Let's see. Solar activity. And this is like number of sunspots 36. So I'm just starting to image the sun here. So I don't have a lot of experience, but I think this is like a higher than usual activity on the sun I'm showing you right now. And of course we can maybe look at some other places. And by the way, I've set this camera to mono at this point in time. But of course we can switch to color. And this is what it looks like in color. So yeah, definitely a lot of wobbling going on in the atmosphere, as you can see. But yeah, nice to see that, that we have some sunspots. We could also move around to see if there are any solar flares at the moment. Maybe I should tune down the gain a bit and tune up my exposure. No, I don't know. This is not better, I think. Maybe put the gain at 350 and the exposure down. I'm still experimenting a lot with this. This is not better. Let's see, 250 maybe. Here we go. It's maybe too red, right? Okay, let's take a tour of the sun. Let's see if there's anything happening on the side here. I don't see a solar flare, but that might also be because I have the day star here. What is this, man? Whoa! This is definitely a solar flare happening in progress. Let's put it on mono. For some reason I get better pictures when I'm trying to capture it in mono. But now the solar flare is definitely a lot fainter. Maybe I should up the gain a bit. So here you can clearly see it. This is a super nice solar flare, I think. And yeah, guys, I'm still figuring out how all of this works. So please bear with me. Maybe you can zoom in a little bit, like this. Put it at 100% here. Yeah, this is definitely not a very sharp view, but this is huge, right? I think I'm going to look outside if I can maybe improve the focus a little bit. So hope you are enjoying this. I'll be back. So no, this is about the best I could focus. So there's definitely a lot of atmospheric turbulence. But still, it's kind of interesting to see this. Trying to look for the best, yeah, the best option here. I'm still experimenting a lot with gain and exposure. So if you have any suggestions, if you're more proficient than me in solar imaging, please let me know. This looks great. Let's put it in RGB. So here we see it, definitely a huge, I don't know, is this huge? It's definitely a solar flare. What do you think? Should I record this? And by the way, my setup is terrible because I have like a 6-7 meter USB cable running between my camera and my computer right now. So the FPS is terrible. And it is because my I have this tiny little handheld computer, which I normally put on directly under my telescope. And but that computer is, I don't know, for some reason it's really slow lately. So actually I tried to use that little desktop computer, handheld computer, but for some reason I couldn't get it connected to the network, and even when I did, I still experienced some trouble. So now I have a 7 meter USB cable running between my computer inside and the telescope that's set up outside. So yeah. I lost the chat, by the way. Let's see. Okay, 9 people watching. Zeitgeist, nice. What equipment are you using? Yes, this is what for equipment I'm using. First of all, the telescope is a refractor. It's an 80 millimeter and 480 millimeter focal length refractor. I'm still trying. I think it's hard to do both the surface and the flare. So if I have more details on the surface like this, I lose the flare in the view. Let's see if I can put it a bit in the center again. And when I up the gain, I do get a better view of the flare, but I kind of lose the details of the sun. So if anybody is experiencing same kind of stuff and knows what to do about it, I don't think you can do a lot about it. It's either the flare or the surface, I think. Yeah, I'm using like a normal refractor, an 80mm aperture, 480mm focal length refractor on my EQ6R Pro. And of course, in order to see the surface of the sun, you'll need a special filter. So I have bought the Daystar Quark Chromosphere, and that's currently in the telescope, the Daystar Quark Chromosphere, and I have this new camera, the ZWO ASI 678. ZWO sent me this new camera to try out, so thanks ZWO first of all. And yeah, it looks like the camera is working. It's a color camera, as you can see, and I have to look into this. I think it can manage 16-bit color videos and images, apparently. So you see here, I have it now at raw 16, but I'm losing my frames per second because of the long USB cable. That's completely my fault. This camera, I'm sure, can easily get a high FPS per second. That's due to my setup right now. So for some reason I like mono for the sun. So is this white light or hydrogen alpha? I think I lost the chat again. Well, this is the Daystar Chromosphere, and this is definitely H alpha. This is an H alpha, so a hydrogen look at the sun. Should I up the gain? I really don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so this is a nice flare. Maybe we should look a little further. I'm trying to get the chat back. All right, let's move on. RGB24, what's this? That's, I think, just a AVI file. Okay. So you see, when I'm backing up the exposure a little bit, I get more details on the sun, but less on the flare. Anyway. Okay, let's move forward. So here we have a nice flare. Oh, here's another one. Wow. Oh, that's cool, man. I like it. I like it. And what can we do? We should put it at raw, maybe? Nah. Maybe at mono. That's better. Maybe decrease my view. It's definitely not a perfect image here. No, there's a lot of clouds. But this is my second try at the sun, so I'm already glad that I got it focused. They could find the sun. Oh, and now we have clouds. I'm going to check outside. It should be back in a minute. Here we go again. There are definitely a lot of haze, a lot of clouds in the atmosphere. But oh yeah, even if you have a small amount of clouds, then you completely use the. Yeah, here we can maybe do it like this. We can still see the flare. So that's a huge one, right? Does anybody know anything about solar flares? It's kind of cool. Oh. So obviously we are looking at the sun, which is 150 million kilometers away. So why is my... here we go. Yeah. So obviously this flare is pretty big. It is kind of cool to see it. Can I center it here? Oh, no. Of course, the wrong way. Mono seems to bring out more detail, says Joe. Yeah, Joe, I completely agree. But unfortunately, because this is a color camera, so maybe next time I will try a mono camera. This camera only has mono 8. I will put it on here. So this is the mono 8. Look at that flare, man. I need to get a capture of this. At least something. Let's capture something. Maybe tune it back a little bit to see a little bit the surface. But here I lose the flare if I'm putting on the surface. But anyway, this is a color camera. I think for solar imaging it would be maybe be best to have a mono, right? Yeah, I like that flare. I think I will try to capture some of this, some of the flare activity, but I will lose the surface. I said this 1,000 times already. All right. Let's see. It's there in the center. Okay. What about it? Let's start to capture. Yeah, how long? It would also be nice to do some kind of time lapse, but I have no clue how long these flares last on the sun. Sorry guys, I'm just still a noob at this. I'm just trying out different kinds of gain and exposure settings. And now of course I'm thinking about what should I do here. Maybe I can... it's not super sharp, eh? What shall I do? Maybe take a couple of sequences here. That's what I was thinking about. But maybe just like 30 seconds or 45 seconds, something like that. And then but when we record it multiple times, of course, then I lose the opportunity to do a tour of the sun. So let's do one capture to see how that goes. 1:30, yeah, why not? Let's just start the capture. All right. I have a Bader solar film for my Smith Cassegrain telescope. I wish I was able to see the solar prominences. Yeah, I think with a solar film in front of your telescope, you can see the sunspots, right? I never tried it actually, but I saw other amateur astrophotographers try it with the solar filter, and they were able to detect or see the sunspots on the sun, not on the moon. But yeah, this is the main reason why I also bought a Daystar chromosphere. Maybe I should put it in, right? Can I put a little text here in? Because people will be asking what kind of setup I have. So I have the TS APO, that's 8480 millimeter telescope, and I have the ASI 678 color and EQ6R, and the Daystar Quark chromosphere. Right. Okay, maybe a little bit down. Tune it down. So, oh, I should have written setup, right? Something like here. All right. Properties. Let's see. Setup. Here. Boom. Okay, it did the capture. But I didn't notice I didn't notice a lot of changes in the flare activity, like not in height. So I'm assuming these flares, they last, I don't know how long they last, maybe hours or something. I do want to I'm always thinking about maybe I can get a better focus, but I tried it just a few minutes ago and this is the best I can get. So yeah, it's also October, of course, so the sun is not that high in the sky anymore. And I'm plowing through a lot of atmosphere. We have a lot of haze, so I think this is the best I can get for you right now. Okay, this flare, it is... Okay, at least I have one picture of it. Let's see if something else is happening on the sun. So I saw a small flare, a big flare. I'm just going to do a circle here. Yeah, and I'm still, maybe I should put it in mono, but the sun is yellow, right? It's white, of course, it's white. Oh, but the Daystar Quark chromosphere gives me a yellow. Oh, sorry, trying to control the mount here, but I have some lag on my connection. Where are you located? I'm located in the Netherlands, so that's close to Amsterdam. I'm in a city called Utrecht, the Netherlands. And right now it's about 1 o'clock, so 10 before 1. Oh, here, another one. Whoa, that's also interesting. I have to learn a lot about these. I have to get a better setup and I have to learn more about how to capture these things. I definitely know that Chuck from Chuck's Astrophotography has a lot of information about solar imaging, so I will be checking out his videos. He also gave me some advice on it. But I didn't have the chance to thoroughly look at his videos. Whoa. I'm still struggling with it, but this is another flare, right? Let's up the gain a bit. It's cool, man. I wasn't expecting. First of all, the Daystar Quark chromosphere, I ordered it back in March or something like that, and I gave up on it basically. It didn't arrive for months, probably due to backlog, COVID, and all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, I received it 2 weeks ago. So I did a first try on Friday last week, and I was already happy to see the surface of the sun. But there was not much going on. But right now, I think this is a kind of the third flare I'm seeing. So that's pretty cool. Trying to get back to the chat here. Guys, if you want to ask anything, you're welcome to. Or if you want to give me any advice, you're more than welcome to. Let's put it in mono. Oh, in mono it's kind of disappears. I have to up the exposure. So this is another thing I'm not sure about. So I can of course up the gain here. Now you can see these flares. Let's try to move it in the center. There's 2 of them. Wow. Wrong way. So here we have these 2 flares. That is pretty cool. All right. So should I up the gain and lower the exposure? Now you can see when you up the gain, the trouble always is here. It gets very grainy, your image, and there's a lot of background noise. So when I go down a bit, maybe down. So now at least I have a black background and still I can see these flares. This is 8.5. Okay, so if I'm going back to an exposure of, so this is also something I can do, of course. I can, yeah. I don't know. Oh, here are the clouds again. Oh no, I'm losing my flares. Go to effects menu and turn the red channel to mono. Effects menu. In sharp cap. And this is color. Whoa. I have this red, what is it? Kind of banding going on. So that's definitely not so good. But cool to see these flares, man. I didn't expect it to be so exciting to just look at the moon, at the sun. Wow, cool. What do you think? Oh, now it's shaking again. Roll 16. I don't know. So yeah, I can put it here, color space to mono 8. I don't know if I can first put it to view, scripting. Nah, I don't know. I will check it out. I will check it out, and I will when I'm more knowledgeable, I will make a video about what my favorite settings are and how to capture it. And also, I'm also thinking right now I'm using my 80mm aperture telescope, but I know from for instance imaging the moon that when I'm using my Smith-Cassegrain telescope with an 8-inch aperture, I get, of course, a more detailed view. Now that's not possible with the Daystar Quark chromosphere, I think. So at least the one I have is especially made for refractors. Wow, this is kind of looks cool. Oh, and my setup, of course, maybe I should put it here now. It's okay. Anyway, a lot of thinking I have to do, but happy with the view right now. I want to capture this as well, like two of these things together. How to do it? Maybe this. Ooh. Okay, I'm struggling with the mount. Right. All right. Should I put it like this? I'm going for a mono clip and then still here. I have this reddish background. I really don't know. Lee Hartley, is it daytime or nighttime? Definitely daytime here in Europe. Enjoying the channel from South Carolina, USA. I photographed the sunspots and the solar eclipse, but with the Tamron 150-600 lens. That's great, Lee. Are you auto tracking or following manually? I'm auto tracking, but without any kind of like I polar lined. I didn't polar line my my mount. I just put it on and I took a educated guess on where the north was. And I'm using my EQ6R Pro. So this is wait. Yeah, I think I still like the mono better. I don't know why. What do you think? Anyway, my EQ6R Pro is connected to my computer. So as you can you see it? You can't see it. But I'm actually tracking the moon with the ASCOM. So this is an ASCOM EQ mod driver. And I put it to solar tracking. And it tracks surprisingly well, I have to say. Even without an exact polar alignment, it keeps the sun more or less in the field of view. Nice catch with the flares. Yes, thank you. Kesari. It's raining in Scotland? Really? That's not good for us. Because Scotland is pretty close to where I am. So I can check out the weather. So in the Netherlands we will have clouds in the afternoon. Yep. Oh, you cannot see my desktop, right? I'm still focused on, you can see the flare. So I'm checking out the cloud radar, and for another, let's see. It is hazy, but I think until 2 or 2:30 we will have relatively clear skies, if I have to believe this cloud radar I'm using. And when I'm looking at solar activity, it does show a little spike in flares. solar activity, flare activity. And as far as sunspots go, the biggest one is a 36 sunspot place. I think I saw it. Named 3112. And I have no idea what that means, but the magnitude of those sunspots are beta, gamma, I would say, and sigma, if I'm correct. But I don't know anything. I'm just looking that up. We're seriously looking at a flare, essentially in real time. Yes, this is, of course, the sun is 150 million kilometers away, Mika. So we are getting a view that happened about 8 minutes ago. That's also very interesting when you look back at, if you look at the sun is 150 million kilometers away. The speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second. So we are looking at the sun as it was about 8 minutes ago. And that is, of course, always the cool thing when you're doing astrophotography. You're always looking back in time. Even when you are capturing the moon, you're looking back at time, or only 1 second back in time, but still. Let's see, when I want to see the surface, yeah, I completely lose the flare. Okay. You can see here, when I'm looking at the surface, you can see all these shadows going over the sun. That's essentially all the haze that it's in the atmosphere right now. So that's also why I can't get a better view, I think. It's not because of the camera, it's just because of the amount of haze in the sky. Let's get back to that flare. Whoa, it is cool. So you just up the gain, or the exposure in this case. Should I up the gain or the exposure? Still, I should have read something about solar imaging before going live. Anyway. You're never too old to learn. You know, I'm just going to capture this. RGB 24? I don't know. I think I'm going to capture it in mono. So apparently I could also pre-processing. Can I actually turn off mono bin? What's that? Mono bin. So yeah, I can do a little bit of. So I'm just thinking about getting it in the color mode, but then turning off the saturation. But I'm not sure how to do that. I see whiteness, white balance. Somebody said I should put it in color and then maybe turn off the red. Can I do that? Let's see. So, then it's greenwashed, of course. I'm going to turn off the blue. It's orange. Nope, definitely not. Auto controls back on. I'm going to capture it in mono because, of course, in Photoshop you can always add color, right? You can just translate it or transform it into a color image. And the sun, as we can see, it's mainly, yeah, of course it's white, but it's when I'm looking through the chromosphere, oh, clouds again, it's kind of yellow. This opens up a whole new world, not limited to nights. Yeah, Mr. Lintonius, yeah, that's true. That's also why I was looking forward to the Daystar Quark. So normal hours of sleep. And then during the daytime when we have 1 or 2 hours, because there are two things. So imaging during the day doesn't take away any sleep. And the other thing is, I know that we are in autumn winter time. So, and basically in the Netherlands from October until next year, like I would say from October until the end of February even, I know that normally we don't have a lot of clear skies at night. So we are lucky to even have maybe 1 or 2 days per month when the skies are completely clear at night. Sometimes you can go for 1 or 2 months without any clear night, and there are some clear patches, of course, always in the sky. So then you can have maybe 1 or 2 hours of clear skies, but that's actually perfect then to catch the sun and to catch the moon and maybe do a little bit of planetary as well. And yeah, for deep sky astrophotography, you always need long exposure times. You need maybe, if I want to do a nice picture, it depends on the target, of course, but I easily spend maybe 10-15 hours on a particular deep sky target. And that's also nice about lunar and solar imaging as well. You can see this relatively in real time. And capturing also doesn't take very long. Of course, the setup is not perfect with me right now, but Mr. Lintonius says, oh no, Ben King, what options do you have under FX? Can you see that? Next to the... What options do you have under FX next to the zoom options? FX, I don't see any FX. No. Exposure, gain, color capture, blah, 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 blah. Image controls, miscellaneous controls, pre-processing controls, histogram. Yeah. Scotland is worse than the Netherlands in terms of weather. Should we go on? Maybe we can move on and see if there are other activities going on on the sun right now. And oh, we get terrible clouds. I don't know. It's also my use. Maybe I should limit the capturing area a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so there are 2 flares here. There's 1 flare on the other end. Let's go forward. And by the way, there's a lot of haze now in front of the sun, as you can see. Let's go further down. Because I think I saw Chuck from Chuck's Astrophotography capture a flare, but I think you have to take maybe 1 or 2 hours. And then you make like 1 or 2 minute recordings, and you have to track that flare for at least an hour. And with the weather I'm having right now, whoa, here are 2 tinier, 3-4 tinier ones, but definitely flares. Hello, my mount is not listening. Go a little bit back. Did I see? So let's turn up the exposure again. Oh yeah, there. That is small. Or at least small in relation to what we just saw. Here, these 2. Nice combination also. We see these. I think the grainy, it's not because of the gain, but it's because of the haze. So the grainy picture. Here we're getting more of a black background. Here you can clearly see. Oh, fantastic. These big fountains on the sun. All right, Kesari, can you cut out a paper mask and put it on the objective to mask out the sun's body? I don't know what you mean. I definitely didn't cut out a paper mask. That might pop out the flares. I'll look into it. Perhaps he means LX, not FX. Oh, here, FX, yeah. Great. High, overexpose, image boost, frame stack, reduce noise, apply threshold, solar colorization. Seriously? Oh, you guys are great. Solar colorization with a mono. Yeah, can be done, but I think you were telling me that the other way around is also possible. Reduce noise, frame stack, image boost. I never looked at this FX. Light frames, is it, can you put that to mono, something like that? No, this is just light frames. But with this colorization, I completely lose. I don't know if I like it. Maybe I should just put the image of the camera back. How is it in color? Whoa. That is cool. Right. Okay guys. Oh my god, so good. Mika, thank you. Yeah, I'm still struggling with the exposure and we have clouds, but the views are amazing. If you do have the time and you have like a Daystar chromosphere, let's go a little bit further. I would definitely advise you to look at the sun today. Here is a small little flare going on. Cool. I like it. And my apologies for the mediocre image, but that's the weather in the Netherlands for you. Okay. Oh, here we get a lot of haze. Oh, wow. Chat 69. Can I give you timeout at least? Hide on my channel. Bye-bye. Alright. That's cool. This is another flare. So I think I have seen like 5-6 flares. Well, let's move on a little bit. So we can look at flares and at sunspots basically. That's what we can do. But this was not the biggest one. I wanted to check out what was going on. So I'm moving on. I hope. That's not the right way to go. Ah, here we go. That's another flare. So I think for flare activity, it would be best to just overexpose the sun and then just look at the edge of the sun. And then, yeah, most definitely flares will show up if there are any. Yeah, I'm sorry for the shaky image here. Okay, yeah, whoa, yeah, this is definitely a big one. So, at least as compared to the others. Okay, this is a big one. So, of course, I don't know how my my camera is facing north or south. I just put it in. When I have some money again, I'm going to invest in some equipment. Mika, yeah. It's not cheap to get the Daystar Quark, but this is my second attempt to use it, and I have to say I'm super impressed with what I'm seeing. It's really cool. Here, this is another huge flare, at least compared to the other ones. Ah, here. And I know there's also a sunspot. I saw it earlier on. Maybe the gain is too high. I really don't know what I'm doing. Normally I would say the gain to maybe halfway, about 250. Then I completely lose the flare. Or maybe I should up it again. Is that a better view? With high, we have a somewhat less grainy image. Super cool. Any filter? I thought oh wait. Every time when I change my view, of course, the setup, I've written it in white, so then it disappears. So this is my setup, basically. The 480 focal length, 80mm aperture refractor with the ASI 678 from ZWO, or ZWO, depending on where you're from. And the Daystar Quark chromosphere. I'm having a good time here. There was a spot, yeah. And maybe we can also look, I thought I saw it, it was like the 36 sunspots together. Unbelievable also. Maybe it was Here more towards the bottom. Oh, yes, this is a good thing. It means that the cloud is going away. Right. Let's try to look at that sunspot I saw. Refuse international phone calls. Is somebody calling me? Probably not. Ooh. Yeah, if they want to have this live on CNN, then that's okay, of course. Here, this is the place. I'm pretty sure, or not. At least I can see a lot of things going on here. That's at least different from the pattern that is on the rest of the sun. So hopefully the clouds will dissipate a little bit, so we can hear. Now it's hopefully we will get maybe 5 minutes of clear skies. So these sunspots are pretty awesome as well. Maybe put it in RGB. Here. It's pretty cool. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry about this. Wonder if there's a way to measure the height of the flare in the app. I think you can, of course, because you know the distance. Huh? So you know the distance to the sun is about 150 million kilometers. And the sun is about, in relative terms, the same height as, here we go. You can see how many clouds there are. So really have to tune down the exposure again. Anyway, you know the diameter of the sun, you know the distance to the sun, so you can, of course, calculate the height of the flare, and of course also how large the sunspots are actually. But is this the most active sunspot area? I think this is the place, but I'm not sure. A lot of A's. I'm going to look outside whether or not these clouds will disappear. Oh, oh, there's a big hazy cloud hanging in front of the sun. So now I know why we aren't getting perfect images. So yeah, this is the quality of the sky is just not good enough, I think, to make a beautiful time-lapse video or a picture of the sun. But it's pretty cool to look at it in this live view, I think. Mika, I will try. Yeah, if you. Oh, there's somebody at the door. I will be back. So I'm back. Took another cup of coffee with me. Oh, I'm now looking at all the cleaning products, my washing dish. What is it? I should put there a nice picture there. Do I have one? Oh, the clouds are getting heavy. I'm trying to up the gain a bit so we can. It's actually acting a little bit like a contrast filter. Let's put these sunspots in the middle again. I don't know. Hopefully we don't completely lose the sun here. No, please come back. And we lost the sun. The haze is pretty terrible. Let's see what we can do. So apparently we can. Oh, now I have to yeah, a 1 second exposure. Maybe I can up the gain. That might be helping. Then lower the exposure again. Now we have a grainy image. Yeah. That's the weather in the Netherlands for you. That's terrible. So I will wait for another 10-15 minutes. Hopefully we'll get better views back. Yeah. A UFO. Yeah. We should identify it. Oh, here we go. Maybe we are in luck. Oh, what is this? I hate these chatbots. Why is this happening? Okay. The clouds work great for adjusting back and forth the exposure. Yeah, but only if there are a couple of clouds. And right now it's getting tricky. Yeah, nah. So what should I do? I will put the gain up all the way. Nah. Oh, here we go again. It's very irregular. Nah. And we are gone again. Ja. Oh god. Verwijder bericht. Oh, that's terrible, these chatbox. Maybe you should give it a timeout. I'm going to look outside. Outside. This way. It looks like we are completely overcast right now. And I think it will maybe take another 30 minutes or 1 hour to clear up. So yeah, I'm going to end this live what is it? Video. At least we saw some very nice images, some solar flares and sunspot activities. I hope I will be back in the future with more of these live sessions. And hopefully I can then also tell you a little bit more about the sun and the activity that's going on the sun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you again in another live stream. Oh, and just when I said that, I'm kind of, this is like wishful thinking. Is it coming back? No, it's not. No. This is not what we want. Yeah. So I'm going to end the stream. If the sun comes back in about 30 minutes, I will put up another live stream. And otherwise, I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching.